What's up? And welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate Couser, and I have two special guests with me representing Womb Works, a historical and iconic theatrical art collaborative performance art community engagement organization here in the DMV area. They are continuing the legacy. So we have Mama K, Lawal, one of the founding members, and Dr. David Fakunle. See, David, I've been practicing. I know how I say it smooth now. He is the new executive director of Woundworks, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's to come, what has been, and definitely what Mama K has been up to, aka the hip hop granny. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Mama K on, and David, if he's still there in a moment. But first, how you doing, Mama K?
I am here in the building. Yes, in my building.
Mm-hmm. How you been?
I've been well.
Well.
In spite of all of life's challenges, I'm good, as they say. I'm good.
This pandemic has brought Mama K to the forefront of the virtual world. We've seen her all over the internet, Facebook, and she's been doing a lot of virtual learning, as many of us teaching educators, art educators have been kind of pushed into this world of virtual reality. So how has the pandemic been for you?
Well, I must say that we have been working quite a bit in teaching modalities. Certainly, okay. We've been teaching in quite a few programs to young people in middle school, elementary school, and even in some high schools. So that has kept us busy and kept us working during the pandemic. So we are blessed in that we didn't feel too much fiscal pain regarding that, and I'm really happy that we had that blessing. Yeah,
artists have really learned how to thrive in the midst of this. Being an artist myself, and I know Woundworks being such a grassroots organization, have really just turned this pandemic on its head, and we've learned how to make it work as Black artists normally do with little to nothing. We've made such beautiful work, and I've seen a lot of the programming and content that you and many of the other Wound Workers, members of Woundworks have been putting out. And I'm really proud to see you all are thriving, because this pandemic, it wasn't for the weak-hearted. If you didn't know how to go and get it, you didn't get it. And I'm really happy. And we also have David Fakunle on the line with us. You there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How have you been throughout this pandemic?
Unmute.
I think it may be a little buffering still. Well, we're gonna bring David back into it in a few seconds once he does it just jump. Are you in there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, awesome.
How you been, sir?
Busy as always.
Busy man.
Mama K called me in like the last 10 minutes to do this. So Mama K, I'm calling you out. Don't do that. You know how busy I am.
That's executive director stuff right there. You got to be on call all the time.
Yeah, well,
director status.
Such is my life, right? But no, things are good. Things are good. I'm happy with, as Mama K said, the pivot that Woundworks had to take, being able to convey our energy through a virtual platform, which, yes, was a shock to our system. It was a surprise. It was frustrating. It was stressful. But as we always do it when we make it work. Now this is a space of comfort. We are as comfortable delivering our work in a virtual platform as we are live. We actually may have to, it may take some time to readjust to get back to a live space now that we are comfortable in the virtual space. And I think what's also contributed to so much of our success is that we have entities that believe in us. They have believed in our message, and they have been comfortable with working with us as we made this transition to a virtual platform. So I'm so happy with the product. I'm so happy with the work that we are delivering in this space. And it's only strengthened our organization. It's allowed us to be imaginative. It's allowed us to really decide how we want to thrive. We are not in survival mode, which I can tell you is a great feeling, not to be in survival mode. And it does require a change in mindset. So we can be judicious with the work that we do. We can decide what truly aligns with our values and our virtues. And we can make sure that we are elevating the genius, the ingenuity of our personnel as best we can. So I'm very grateful to be in a position, along with my wife Dora Lee, to help guide that. This is what I've always wanted for One Work. I've been a part of the organization since I was a teenager. I'm so glad to see the growth and maturation of this organization, and I'm excited to see what we'll do next.
And me and Mama K were talking before we started, and I remember having a meeting with her a couple years ago when she was yearning to like lend that mantle to the younger generation, and it's with not a hard heart, I'm sure, because they're still very much so a part of the organization in the day-to-day of it. But it was refreshing to see an organization open its arms to growth and to moving forward and not trying to drag the past into the future. And I think it's been the strong suit of Woundworks for as long as I can remember. Them always having an ear to the community as well as the youth and making those things simultaneous and keeping it moving that way. So it was only befitting that a youth of this organization would then become the lead of it. And I'm very proud of you, sir, for doing the work that is necessary for you to be in that space as the new leader, one of the new leaders of the organization.
Oh, thank you for acknowledging that, and because that is so important. You know, some of as elders, some of us get stuck, and we don't want to let go. You know what I mean? But the wonderful part about letting go, in particularly in this time, it's allowing me to be guided in some ways by them. You know, even being an actor and them helping me create, helping me to create and do things. Everybody comes with such genius, and we watched it elevate. As we mentioned, David is Dr. Fakunle. You know, you can hear it even in his speech. He has a thinking mind that can deliver a message in such powerful ways. This is just what more that we needed. I mean, he's really given fire. People see his excellence. He's a man that keeps his bond. His word is bond, and his work is brilliant. And he has a wife that's working right beside him that has been with us since a teenager. As well. And it's just family, and it just feels so right. And, you know, Mama Rashida, I don't think the fact that she's off to Africa with some of our members without a worry or concern that anything is going to falter in one's absence. But in fact, you'll see growth at all times. And this is as an elder allows you to go, you know what I mean? So no matter what happens, if one transitions, and this is going to happen, as we know.
But you've been optimistic from the beginning, because I know that conversation we had was maybe like 3 years ago, and you were very optimistic then about how this would happen. It's not when or what if, it was how it was going to happen. And I had no concerns in you all letting go or open. And for me, I express it as opening your arms to the change, because we can't have a Woundworks without the mamas. That's just not, it's not going to happen. It's going to be something totally different without them. But I do really appreciate, and this is based off my experience with various organizations, it is very hard to grow, to mature, and to succeed if you're working with artists that need to be spotlight. They need a spotlight on them. So how can you do that if you're not willing to change and give back to them what they've been putting into it all these years? So I'm very, very happy for this new era in Woundworks that is definitely going to keep the storytelling going, keep the positive images of Black artists going. So I'm sitting on the end of my seat. You know, we were talking about, well, what can I do? What can I do? And we gonna figure that out. But in addition to you all moving forward, this has forced Mama Kay and Mama Rashida and many of the other elders to really do them in this moment.
Mama Rashida is getting her master's degree
yes,
at Maryland Institute of Art. She's in
yes.
Africa with two of our top actors and performers, building Tanzania, Woundwork Tanzania.
Yes.
And you know, and working with teaching artists there and that are around the globe doing things. So this is really, really important. And David, I know you have a rehearsal. One of the things I want to talk about, David, if you can, is our show for that we have coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are doing a series of Juneteenth shows. One will be a private viewing that will be on the 18th, but the one that is open to the public will be through the Enoch Pratt Free Library. That will be on Juneteenth, so June 19th, next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Okay. It will be a hybrid performance, so there will be 50 attendees who are allowed to be in person. This is the central branch of the Enoch Pratt Free Library in their Wheeler Auditorium on the third floor.
New and improved space that they just finished remodeling.
Exactly. So it will be a maximum of 50 occupants. It will be socially distanced and masks will be required. If you are unable to attend in person, you can view it online. So there will be a live stream that will be happening at the same time. So you can go to the website for the Enoch Pratt Free Library. You will find that performance. Again, it's called Freedom Deferred and No Longer Denied, a Juneteenth story. So we will be looking at the history of Juneteenth, but also building the connection between the fight for racial justice and racial equity in today's time. As people will know, there are a lot of parallels that they have seen in their own lifetime, just as within this year, that this show will look to highlight. And as in typical Woundwork fashion, it will be an incorporation of many performing arts, singing, dancing, drumming, hip hop, what Woundwork does. So those who are looking to get back out there, get back to a sense of normalcy, will let Woundwork help you. Join us on June 19th at 3:30 p.m.
And I'm going to be there. I can't wait to see it. And this is your first in-person event since the pandemic has started.
Absolutely.
I know it's going to be high energy and a lot of energy and heat in that room. So I can't wait to see it. Are there any other programming that you all are starting or continuing or that you want to get noticed to right now?
Well,
yeah,
go ahead, David.
No. You go. I've been talking.
Yeah, I've been. I told you about the hip hop granny character, and I'm going to be at young audiences. I'm going to be going from school to school with that character that will be, elevating the virtues in hip hop style, but also being a therapeutic elder. That can help with any challenges young people might be having, and trying to find creative ways to help them to deal with certain things. So I'm very excited about this new position and how it will build. And I'll be doing, hopefully doing some engagements that I want to talk to you about. Maybe that might be an area that you can help us with. We might want to go and take Hip Hop Granny on a little tour around. Maybe you might want to help with that.
Well, let's get on the road.
Right.
I'm happy to see you able to do more of what some people don't even remember you for, and that's being on stage.
Absolutely.
I remember you had the duo group, and so we're gonna see more Mama Kay.
Right, the old Thunder Fire. The only can I remember a line? But David, tell them what gift you got for me.
Okay. No, as part of our continuing growth as an organization, so we've been able to increase just the materials and equipment that we are utilizing in our performances. So we now have a teleprompter.
Wait a minute. This is my type of organization now.
Yeah.
I can read very well. Okay.
So, we're mindful. we're mindful of the maturation of some of our personnel and our actors. And,
he's so prolific with it.
Yeah.
Isn't he brilliant? Isn't he brilliant? Mama can't remember her lines. Write them down because they are profound.
We still strive for memorization. Like I've told our actors that. Still try to memorize your lines, but you know what? It gets another level of comfort, knowing that we can support each other in many different ways as we know how. Again, it's evolution, as Mama K said.
Oh my Lord. Where's my membership card? Send me my shit now.
What you mean? You've been a member, don't need no membership. You are a member. You are in.
This is my type of organization because I can't remember a line to say about keep it moving.
I sent you my hip hop granny little videos. Put them on because
we started the show. We started the show with it, and we're going to end the show with it. So that's how we started the show today. But so tell us more about what you want to do with this. Not necessarily the character, but is this to increase your engagement, or this is another option for you all to connect with a community?
I think all of the above is true. And we're going to be learning what all could happen. My interest was to get things started, but I was going to have it at the hip hop grannies with the womb, all those mamas that do African dance. They do poetry. David's mom, all of us are hip hop grannies. That we would use our artistry to begin to perform and, could be hip hop granddaddies too, but I just, we know that this is a brilliant genre. Not that I'm a great hip hop artist, but my children were certainly enthusiasts. And they love hip hop. And I love hip hop. There's some that I love more than others, I must admit. But I love the energy of it. I love the energy of it.
Storytelling.
And I want the compelling, to be able to energize young people. And get their interest, to be funny and to enjoy them and be just where they are.
One of the things that I want to see and actually have to stop for a moment to wish her a very happy Earth Day, Born Day, Mama Meekins. I definitely want to see the two of you
we love
together
working
as well.
Together.
I saw the last project that y'all did, and unfortunately, y'all didn't get to do it to its extent as it was intended to, but you got to do it in a way. But I wanted to see the two of you definitely get out there and wreck the world.
No, we know that's got to happen. So she's definitely going to be a hip hop granny with me. That is what I really wanted to be for the elder mamas, for us to build, and I'll just have all of them come MCing and them come in. That's the big dream. Because there's so many brilliant elders. The other thing I want to share, I can't share too much, but I have to get off soon because I'm actually doing some film work. There's some film work going on in the city. I don't want to give up too much, but I'll keep you posted. I'll have to
keep me posted. Let me know what's new.
I'm excited about that. And just for things happening for an older woman. It's very
older. Where you just as youthful as some of these young people out here,
but I am older.
You're wise. You're seasoned.
I'm seasoned. I mean, well seasoned. I mean, it's peppery, but
I know the two of you both have things to do for Woundworks and projects. But before we go, I want to just ask you, just for you, David, definitely, where do you see and where are you pointing Woundworks at? And for you, Mama K, what do you need from the community? And both of y'all probably answer that, but what do y'all need now from the community?
Well, I think, go ahead, David, you start.
All right, I'll start. So for me, I know the capability of Woundwork to transform. It's been doing that for over 20 years. And my background in public health has allowed me to see the connections with well-being. So my dream is for Woundwork to position itself explicitly, because it's always been doing it, to explicitly position itself as much a public health organization as it is an arts and culture organization. Because everything that Woundwork does is pertaining to social, emotional, mental, spiritual health, and even physical health. So that is public health. And we are now in a place in that field's just existence, where arts and culture is being taken more seriously. I recently had a paper published about storytelling and the impact of storytelling, the presence of storytelling in public health. So I can tell you that the moment is here for organizations like Woundwork Productions to be seen as valuable contributors to the public health field. In addition to that, just the expansion of content and creative opportunities. So looking more to the internet and looking to our virtual opportunities that we can share, not just within the Baltimore metropolitan area in the state of Maryland, but nationally and internationally, because being able to show our work in a virtual space gives us that capability. Yes, I would have loved to have gone to Tanzania, but there's work to be done here, but I can still be connected with the Tanzania and other places around the world with the programming and the art that we produce at Woundwork. What do we need from the community? We need you. We have opportunities for artists. Opportunities where they can expand their creative abilities and get paid quite well. I see the books. I know how much we get paid. It's really good, especially in this economy. I'm just saying. So if there are artists out there that consider themselves multimodal, multi-dynamic, have the ability to teach, the willingness to teach, to work with youth, and are looking to get paid, join us. We can make it happen.
And it's not, and to piggyback, now it's not just about getting paid, because Woundworks make sure they bless their members, but it's about your value. And it's not about getting what the white people getting, but we have to, and as Juneteenth is coming around, we have to state our value and demand it in return, because we've been youth works. I mean, your youth component as well as your artists been working for years to build up to this point. So now it's time to get what is deserved on all angles. So, David, much power to you, and I'm gonna pray for your strength and your wellness and your sleeping, so you can continue to get the value that our artists in this city need. And I would love to see Woundworks be the helm of legislation for our artists, teaching artists, for our resident artists, for our artists in general, and especially our youth getting to their adulthood. So, brother, get it done. We need it. We definitely need it.
Thank you for acknowledging David. He is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant human being. He and his wife, and just more and more energy of that is coming in, are now more attractive than ever. So you need to come on back home, baby. Let's see what we can do.
You can tell me I'm convicted, and I'm definitely making it my promise and my mission. But in terms of you, Mama K, as you are now able to not pivot, but just sit in this organization and see it from a different perspective now and work from a different perspective now, what are your goals and your dreams in terms of what do you want the community to help you all with and to further support you with?
Well, the one thing I think with the pandemic, I'm ready for the youth to be able to come back and, however we can do it to get them built, because those two companies, the young 5 to 12-year-old group, Next Generation and New Generation, I think were very strong components. And we've had a dribbling of them being in part of some of these adult shows, maybe having one or two, but we had to be very careful during the pandemic. For them being around for their safety. So I would be good. I cannot wait for that to be rebuilt or to be strengthened. We've been doing stuff online, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. And I'm hoping that can be rebuilt. But if not, we have to come up with creative ways, for their safety first, and for them to still be engaged as much as they had been. That's one big thing. And then to get the elders performing and working until we can't anymore. Sharing and building in some other ways that we hadn't before. And allowing new folks to come in, with ideas and support them. They don't always have to support, the elder. We can support them. And I'm finding that exciting to watch people grow in that manner and to be a part of helping them to build their vision. That's very, very important.
And what, in terms of the hip hop grandma experience that you are delivering now, what do you want from the community? Are you looking for new spaces to be able to show it, or more people to join you? What are your needs for that?
Yeah, as I build it, and I'm going to be going into deep rehearsals. Coming up with scripts and things. I'm hoping to do birthday parties. I'm hoping to be on a channel. You were telling me helping to get a channel, whatever. However, it can be utilized, and I need creative people to come up with ideas on how it can be utilized, how she can be utilized. But I'm ready.
This is Wombwork season. I'm so gracious for you to come on, both Mama K and David, Dr. David, and Mama K, for coming on and taking some time out, and anything that I can continue to do to help. You always know I'm here, and I'm able and willing to support you in all that you all are doing. Wombworks is not a new organization, but it's definitely breathing a new fresh air into this community. It's been holding down the health aspect of mental health, as well as the community activism side of the arts for years upon years before even I was doing it. But it's a new day, it's a new dawn, and we're ready. We're ready to rock it out. So support Wombwork. Wombwork. I think it's Wombworks now in terms of the name.
It won't work. It's no S. Ain't no S with us. We ain't got no S with us.
It's Wombworks. So if you go on and you want to do a donation or a fundraiser on a social media, Facebook and Instagram is under Wombwork. And you can definitely support them. Go to their social media, find their information, and there's a donation button somewhere, so find it, or you can just get their address and send them some funding, however you get it to them. Thank you all for coming on, and send me the information for next week, and I'll definitely be in attendance. And I wish you all well and many blessings.
Thank you, Nate.
Appreciate you
as always, man.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you. So as we continue on with the Artist Exchange radio show, I'm happy and I'm excited to be here. There's a lot of things that's going on with the Artist Exchange radio show. And I'm really excited about what's to come and how we're going to finagle this, and what content we're putting out there. So the Artist Exchange, in conjunction with my other podcast, the Binge-Worthy podcast series, we will be doing our first virtual event for 2021, continuing with our series that we started in 2020 with a virtual theater series where we'll be doing virtual readings, we'll be doing competitions, and we'll be bringing together organizations. We started with the Real Nigga Show, Troy Burton and his gentleman who started that series, that production. Thank you, Tamika. I appreciate it. But we'll be doing our first event, which will be and I'm announcing it now, but the information and the flyers and all that stuff will be going out shortly. So we're looking for actors. It will be a versus battle between August Wilson and William Shakespeare. The requirements are that you learn a monologue from each one of those gentlemen. You can do whatever monologue you want. It could be as short or as long, whichever one you choose to do. So pick two of those monologues, and we're going to present them. We're going to actually record you doing those monologues, and we're going to present those live. And we're going to let the audience choose. There's a first, second, and third place winner category. And then we'll have some other prizes for our participants. But we really want you to come and join us and be a part of this first virtual event that we're doing here on the Artist Exchange. And we're going to actually do it live. It's going to be a live broadcast of, I'm trying to see the screen and it just flicked it off. Technology is stupid nowadays. But we're definitely in the space of, take a break really quick. Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. here on BigSportsRadio.com. BigSportsRadio.com. So we're back here. We have Mika. Let me get this on real quick. So that was just a commercial break. So we got commercials now, y'all. We is doing it live. Oh, Mika. Hold on, wait a minute. They can't see you. Let me take this off. But now we have it. That was Tamika of the Style Lounge Boutique. On for commercial. Definitely look her up on social media. Tamika Nicole and the Style Lounge Boutique on Instagram and Facebook. And come on by. We're at 1734 Maryland Avenue. Come get a shopping experience. And we'll have, I think Marnie's going to release the longer version of that where you get to see a tour of her space, as well as this space in here. And
which is so awesome.
We're so awesome. I mean, you can talk.
Yeah. Well, this space is like so awesome. It's like this is like my fun space outside of my space because everything is so organized. He's one of the best jewelry makers I have ever met in the area. I'm telling you. The fascinators, everything different. When you want to look different, you definitely want to come check out Lash Top Blue and the Style.
Thank you. Thank you. But we're wrapping up the artist exchange for tonight. We got a couple more minutes. Can you hear me, Monty?
Yeah, I was clapping. You hear me?
He was clapping. But I'm really excited about what's to come for the artist exchange. We have a lot of workshops coming up where we'll be extending it to makers. My space here, we have some opportunities for artists. Design artists, both jewelry. We have a tea lady who creates her own teas. So come on by. Tomorrow we'll be here all day. Mostly Mondays and Tuesdays we'll be here all day. If you want to get that tummy together in the school. Yeah. Marnie, I think this will be the last step to your journey. That's what it is. But we have a lot.
I was thinking about that yesterday when you was telling me about it. And I was like,
I'm telling you, and you're in the house right now, so you good.
I'm home right now, so I could just go.
Good. You're good. And it's not a caffeine tea, but that is the vegan diva, the herbal diva. She'll be here tomorrow. She's actually doing a book signing tomorrow. So she came out with volume 1 of her book, a budget vegan meals. So if you're thinking about transitioning your diet, you want to add something new to your diet for health reasons or just because, she'll be here with her book and she'll be signing a book. And every other weekend starting tomorrow, we'll be doing tasting. So she'll be doing a different meal from her cookbook and she'll give it out samples. And it's free. Just come on by, stop by the Style Lounge in the Vash Blue studio and get yourself, we have wine. We'll have some vegan hors d'oeuvres, vittles, if you will. And some shopping and just getting together safely. Please wear your mask.
I considerably hate.
And it's AC now, Monty, so you don't gotta worry about it. Cold shit in.
What's the boys? I hate it.
Right. You see, I'm wrapped up. Come on. AC is booming.
I just wondered why you got all those clothes on too. I was wondering.
But I'm very excited about everything. Moonworks, please check them out. They have a Juneteenth event down at the main library next Saturday at 3 p.m. Come on down. I think you have to go through the Enoch Pratt Library to reserve your seating, and it's free. It's free to the public. Everything that goes on in Enoch Pratt Library is free. And it's a great event. It's a great organization that I've been a part of for a number of years, and they really stay true to community and to, just us as Black artists, really telling our stories and giving us spaces to be able to tell and share our stories. So I'll be working a lot more with them shortly and doing some programming with them. So look out for that. You can always go to our page, the Artist Exchange, on both Instagram and Facebook, as well as our YouTube page. We'll have more content behind the scenes. And then Big Exposed Radio. Monty, can you explain the new blog to them?
Oh, I'm not muted. Oh, I thought I was muted. Sorry. I was trying to look for the mute button. So we have introduced Be Exposed Media recently, which is our new news segment of our show. So we got a lot of exclusive pieces that are coming out from our content creators involving politics, arts and culture, relationships.
Fashion. We might got a fashion blogger here, Monty.
Exactly. Food. So you might want to follow along with us. You can sign up and become a member and all kinds of stuff and get exclusive content directly into your email box. Right now, we got a couple of stories that are out there right now. Like we got the review of the Cruella de Vil movie that has gotten a lot of feedback. Nate is currently working on a restaurant review that's going to be coming out shortly.
Two of them, actually.
Yeah, and then we got some op-ed pieces, so opinion pieces that are out there too, especially on the Bonnet Blaze
situation.
Yeah, so follow along. Big Exposed Radio, we're coming up.
So if you want to be a writer, hit us up, info@bigexposedradio.com. If you have an expertise in a certain area or interest in a certain area.
Yeah, these are paid gigs. So if you got some writing that you want to get done, come on.
Yeah, so if you are into fashion and you want to write about the latest in fashion and boutiques around the city, definitely hit us up, info@bigexposedradio.com, and we can hook you up with some space to be able to share your opinions and you get paid for it. So what's not to love? What's not to want? I think we got our new fashion blogger. Move over, Sharon. But I'm really excited just about what's to come. I don't know what's going on, but I know what I want to do, and I know what's going to happen in terms of me. And I'm just happy that everybody is in their space this year to be able to move forward. And unfortunately, our government is not making it easy for us. Here in Baltimore and Maryland, rather, in states like Maryland, our governors, Republican mostly, have kicked a lot of people off of unemployment unexpectedly, leaving people in a lurch, expecting for people to just find a job. And there are plenty of jobs out there, but are they paying people living wages? Are they giving people the opportunity to really make money after, living off a little to nothing throughout the pandemic? So, continue to do your homework right now. And many of your politicians, your local politicians, as well as your federal politicians, federal level politicians, and do your homework now, because we have a voting season coming up very shortly. So do your homework, learn who is who, stay safe. We're out of it, what feels like the bulk of this coronavirus, but just like life, is always something in a mix. So, a couple doctors that I've been speaking to have said, people now have to worry about the flu. And this is off season for the flu. And figuring out, making sure we're staying safe and making sure we're still staying. And, we don't want us to stay in the house as much as we did, but staying safe and protecting each other. Here, I make sure you sanitize. I'm always steaming down my products each night. So I'm making sure everybody is safe. I'm making sure I'm safe because I got to be healthy and good. But, everything that's going on, just support each other. That's all we need on the eve of Juneteenth. This is not just a day or weekend that we set aside to support each other. We need to do that cooperative togetherness and unity all the time. We need to continue that even beyond June the 19th and for the holiday of Juneteenth that's being recognized so much more than what it has been. There are plenty of documentaries on Tulsa. A woman, one of the last surviving members of Tulsa, that whole catastrophe and massacre, is actually speaking on the floor. I think she spoke today and yesterday, as well as her brother, about their experience and what needs to be given back to the Black community. So right now we have the power to open up our own shops and shop with each other and support each other, and not just about buying, but just support. I've been able to get a lot of people in here that I didn't know that have not only bought something, but shared a lot of information and knowledge with me and been able to help me to continue my artistry and encourage me to continue it. So let's just keep that moving. You know, Big Expose, Style Lounge, the Artist Exchange, Red Sky Blue Jewelry, we're all Black-owned organizations. Companies, I'm sorry, I need some water. And I keep forgetting to bring my bottle of water up here. But everything that's going on, just continue to help and support each other and just keep the mission going. That's all we can do. That's all we can continue to do. And just be supportive. Leave the hate, that whole crab in a barrel mentality, leave that, because it's not helping any of us. And lastly, I want to say, one, happy birthday to Mama Meekins, Miss Sandra Meekins. She is the grandma to everybody in this community, especially in the arts community. She's done a lot in the education. She's a retired educator, retired teacher, and she's an artist. She's a stage manager. She's taught many of us the tech side of all of this. Okay. And I'm just, I want to give her a big shout out. I want to give everybody who has been celebrating birthdays in the midst of a pandemic much love. Thank you to everybody who showed me so much love. This was kind of my first year coming out in terms of my birthday and celebrating me. And I'm having such a wonderful time learning more about me and learning more about the restrictions and the boundaries of my art. And breaking those boundaries and breaking those restrictions and creating new rules and new ways of doing things. And I'm happy that so many people have come out to support me in this last month being here at the studio. And I'm very grateful and very appreciative for all the support, all the many people that have bought things and tagged them. And as we get into this new season that many of us are embarking on, just remember community, how you want to be treated, and I have to remember that when I get angry when people cross the line with me, but treat people how you want to be treated. Another shout out I want to give is to Dimitri Reeves. Everybody knows who this young man is. Recently, he put a video up of him being stopped by the police. And it broke my heart because he is one of the most positive young people that I know. If you don't know who he is, he's a young man that sets up around the city, around Baltimore, and he now is traveling to other cities and other states and other places. And he sets up, and he started out as more of a Michael Jackson impersonator, but now he'll just get up and he mainly moonwalks and dances to Michael Jackson. And very positive young man. He came on a show about a year and a half ago. And just to say the least, he really, I think he opened up. He was my first guest for last year. And he was stopped by the police officers. And he didn't do anything. They were very aggressive with him for no reason. We never, in the video that was being captured, we didn't see any sign of him being disrespectful. He just wanted to know what he did. And as your right as a citizen, you need to know what you're being charged with. And they kept trying to get him off of the camera that his girlfriend was filming for us to be able to see. And the whole time I was just praying that nothing happened, nothing went wrong, because we would be, you know, the love and support that he gives out to this community. It's amazing. And to see somebody like him go through something like that. Anybody, it could have been any face, but specifically him, knowing that he initiates every conversation and ends every conversation with love. It was just hard watching yet another story of an officer misbehaving. And we have to just understand things. And right now we may not have a physical vote right now, but right now is when you need to be doing your homework so you don't have to play catch up when election season, which is coming up, I believe, next year. Isn't it next year for the governor's race here and the local race?
Yeah, it's 2022. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so next year we have our governor race. And just know all the things that has happened in this year and how our leadership has addressed it. You know, kicking people off of unemployment 2 months before the federal deadline or expiration date. How do you explain that? I know so many people who are devastated right now who don't know what to do. And we all are, you know, working. So many people have started businesses based off of the support that they was getting from unemployment, but and been able to just pay their bills. You know, we've been in the house for a year and locked down for over a year. You know, so just what type of leadership does that? What type of leadership drops all mandates? Just
exactly
willy-nilly.
A better way of doing that, because you know, they know exactly who was laid off and who was fired.
But even with that, because they opened up, it was another insurance that was given to people who were private contractors, people who work for themselves,
right?
People who were bartenders or artists.
I was thinking about that.
Lost their livelihood.
People that were laid off. That's a different story, because you can call them back into work.
Right.
You will forcibly get them off of unemployment. But the people that were fired, they have to start a search all over again. So you ended that mandate on them. It's just not right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've been listening to people online speak about it, and it's devastating. But just know this is our leadership. As I don't know for any other state, but we don't need Hogan anymore. We definitely need change, and we need somebody in any capacity. I don't care what your status is, as long as you are for the people. You know, you can be in any party. I just need you to be for the community and not for your own self-interest. So we probably need a younger face in there. You know, as young as we can go, you know, because the governor, unlike the mayor, is a position that you really need some experience. So I hope that this year will bring out a number of people that will win over him. And many of these states that have these specifically Republican governors. Say that again?
So he can't run again anyway.
And look at the devastation he's causing. Just the utter devastation that you caused. You know, I don't want to get into that, because I just had a really bad conversation with somebody who voted for him. And it really just, you know, people are suffering. This wasn't just people said they were sick. People were dying. You know, out as a country, do you realize now there are states that have refused to give their COVID numbers on a daily basis? They just decided it's not important for them to do that anymore. So we don't know where spikes may be happening in certain states. So I just continue to protect yourself, washing your hands, making sure you're sanitizing as much as you can. And don't just sanitize. Whenever you have the water and soap in front of you, wash your hands. You know, keep your health up, stay protected out there, because flu season may be coming in addition to this. So that's a whole nother animal, a whole nother crisis that we are going through. So health has become priority to me, and I'm really focusing on full body health right now and really making sure I'm good. Drink plenty of water, wash your hands, and socially distance as much as possible, as much as you can. And I know things are opening up and you can't really help. Markets and certain places are now saying because you have the vaccine, you're now able to not wear your mask, which is scary because you're supposed to put the mask back on when you go outside. Makes no sense to me. But with all the negativity going in the world, let's find reasons to be positive and together. I really pushed for the interview today because I wanted to spotlight hold on, Tavon. But I really wanted to spotlight that organization, Woundworks, and give them a lot of shine because they've been consistently working, and now they're in a season of abundance and success. And it's really going without saying, we need more of these organizations, the arena players, type of organizations that are continuously working hard to share our stories and put us first. So support the things that support you. Specifically, support the things that support you. Where you spend your money is very important, and we have to make sure we are staying alert and aware of those organizations. If you see somebody else struggling or being disrespected in terms of government or legislation or rules or regulations or discriminated against, that's your problem too. So let's stop turning our heads when other people are struggling and going through discrimination or injustice because it's not personally affecting me, because one day that pendulum is going to swing right back in your direction. So this has been another awesome edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Remember, every Friday at 5 p.m. we're here live. Next weekend we're gonna have Ray Davis, the owner of Flights American Fusion Restaurant, my little big cousin, and we're gonna talk to him about business, about branding. His restaurant right now is closed. They're closed for remodeling, so definitely look out for them. And we'll have him on next week, and he'll tell us what's to come. I'm trying to get Mr. Terrence on along with him. So of Terra Cafe, two really staple restaurants here now in that Black restaurant community. So stay tuned, stay locked in. We're always going to have more information. Don't forget the information for our versus battle, August Wilson versus Shakespeare. We're now looking for actors to sign up for that. That information will be going out. And then tomorrow from 11 until 7, we'll be here at the Vashta Blue Studio. We'll be having some tastings from the Vegan Diva, and her tea collection is on display now. You can actually see it out, a little glimpse of it. If you're looking for that detox, this is the place for it. I'm telling you. We got some great herbal teas. We also got some great designs from moi, and we have a couple artists coming through tomorrow that are going to be featured as well. So come through 1734 Maryland Avenue. You can call 443-839-0118 to be buzzed into the building. It's just a secure location, and we're asking everybody to social distance and make sure you wear your mask. We're going to keep you safe while you're here. We want you to be safe while you're getting here. So this has been another edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And also link on to BigExposedRadio.com for the latest blogs, op-eds, and reviews. Peace out.